Hey guys, how's it going? Cry here, and welcome to my World Cup squad and team predictions. So, the World Cup is coming up in Qatar next week or in 2 weeks, I believe, and Gareth Southgate is set to name his squad tomorrow or probably today as you see this. So, I thought I'd give my opinion on what my squad would be and then also give you through some potential lineups as well. So, yeah, today I will be showing you my squad that I have chosen. I'll give you a run through of my more controversial picks, and then I'll also show you the team that I think will play and then the team that I would like to see. Let me know if you'd like to see some more World Cup content on the channel. I'd be more than happy to. I've got a little bit of spare time and I've got a new camera. I don't know if you can tell, but I'd be more than happy to chat about it. So let me know if you'd like to see anything and also give me your thoughts on the ethics and your opinion about a Winter World Cup and that sort of thing. So let's get right into the squad then, shall we? And on your screen now, as you can see, the squad that I have chosen to take with me for the World Cup. I feel like it's a squad that offers quite a lot of diversity in terms of the different positions in which people can play. I've chosen a lot of versatile players who can play in a lot of different positions. I don't think there's much to say about the goalkeepers. I think everybody has chosen Pickford, Pope and Ramsdale. You'll have to watch the rest of the video to decide to find out who I think will play. But I don't think there's anything to say about the goalkeepers. All three have been in okay form. Ramsdale's been doing brilliantly for Arsenal, Pope's been doing brilliantly for Newcastle, and Pickford has been doing decent for Everton and has never let England down. So I think they're three shoo-ins, and I think they'll definitely be going. Moving on to the defence, and I have got a couple of controversial picks. First of all is Harry Maguire. I feel like he's the first person that really stands out in this list. The reason I've chosen him, despite his woeful club form, he's not even being picked by Ten Hag anymore, and when he does play, he doesn't exactly set the world on fire, but I think he's very good in a deeper three where he can sit and head the ball, and he likes to go on a bit of a marauding run, and I think we can deal with a lot of that. And with Kyle Walker in the team, I think that we will have recovery pace should something go wrong in an international environment. Also, he's never really let England down. He's got decent leadership experience from being Man United captain, and I think whenever he's put an England shirt on, he's always given it his all, and he's not really made a massive error. Also, I feel like his area ability will be really important, especially in and around the box with set pieces. A lot of international teams have that sort of target man that they like to gravitate towards, and if we're 1-0 up in the last minute, for example, and they're throwing on all their tool players, it might be really useful actually to have someone like Maguire who will just head anything that comes his way. Okay, so the next controversial player in this squad is Trent Alexander-Arnold, the real will he, won't he of the World Cup. And I really think that he should be going because, yes, he has the defensive frailties. Yes, he's been really bad for Liverpool this season, but if you take that away, there's still a brilliant creative player there. And if you play in a back five, which I think Southgate will, as you'll see later on, he could be extremely useful in providing opportunities for Sterling bombing on down the left-hand side or Harry Kane making a run through the middle. And he's one of the only players in that England team who can actually find and make that pass. And finally, with the defenders, Ben White and Kieran Trippier, both extremely versatile players. Trippier is magnificent. He's been in brilliant form for Newcastle this season, both with his deliveries and also his defensive stability, sitting back, giving Joe Linton and Almiron the ability to push up in front of him, create their own space whilst he marshals that new back four that Newcastle are using this season. He can also play right back and left back if needs be, which could be really important given Luke Shaw is currently the only natural left back in my squad. So if he gets injured, Trippier can step in. That's the same with Ben White as well. He's been in absolutely phenomenal form with Arsenal, can play at centre back, right back, maybe even in the defensive midfield if needed as well. So again, probably wouldn't start, but brilliant versatility to have, and you can't deny he's been in excellent form for his club. Moving into the midfield now, we've got all the standard, Rice, Bellingham, but I really think James Maddison is a player we should focus on. He has to go to the World Cup. I'm even contemplating starting him in my team. But he has been an absolutely sensational club form. He's one of the top scorers and assisters in the league in general, along with Leicester, where he's absolutely the number one creator. Without him this season, I don't think they would have got going in the way they have and really picked up momentum. When I think of James Maddison this season, I think of that goal versus Spurs when they lost 6-2, but he was absolutely crucial in that game. In spells where Leicester were actually quite dominant. And I feel like if he can either start or come on off the bench, he can really make a massive impact to try and unlock defences of teams who like to sit back as they do in international football. Moving on to a more controversial pick now, Jordan Henderson. I would take him. Lots of Liverpool's will they, won't they, because of their bad start to the season. But Henderson, I think, again, not one that you would start, but someone who has the ability to play a deeper role, or he has the ability to play a little bit further up. Again, he's won everything he can win at Liverpool, and he's just one of those calm heads who you feel would do a good job of keeping the group together if they got in a situation where things would get difficult for them. And finally, in the midfield, Calvin Phillips. This is probably the most controversial choice, mainly because he hasn't played. He's been injured all season, sort of coming back, having little setbacks here and there, and I think that's really hampered his chance. And I really wouldn't be surprised if Southgate doesn't select him tomorrow. Having said that, he's the closest thing they're going to get to a Declan Rice filler should the worst happen and he get injured. So in that instance, I feel like it's really important to bring him in as a backup, as someone who may come on with 10 minutes to go to shore up a game, see how he gets on, and then use him as injury cover / insurance policy later on in a game. And finally, moving on into the attack, Jack Grealish is another controversial selection of mine. I would bring him because of his good Euro 2021 form. Very good bringing on in the last 20 minutes, slowing the game down, drawing a foul, winding up the opposition. Again, hasn't really been in good club form ever since he made that Miguel Almiron comment, but I think he's one of those players who would do a good job for him. But again, he's an option there, and I feel like it would be silly to not bring him given the quality that he can possess. And finally, to a choice that I haven't included, Tammy Abraham. He's really not had a very good season for Roma so far, in comparison to Ivan Toney and Callum Wilson, who I've selected ahead of him. Obviously, Kane has to be in there. But Abraham is unfortunate to miss out, but at this point, when you're just going into a World Cup, you have to capitalise and pick the players that are in form in that moment. And at the moment, Ivan Toney and Callum Wilson are just more in form than Tammy Abraham is this season, and that's why I'm taking him. So yeah, guys, that is my 26-man squad for the World Cup. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your squads would be, or if you'd make any specific changes to mine. I'm always happy to have a debate, discussion with people. So let me know what your thoughts are. And now, shall we get on to the lineups that I think Southgate will use, and then the lineup that I would like to see. So this is the lineup that I think Southgate would use. It's the back five, Pickford in goal. I feel like he's reliable. Southgate likes reliability in tournaments. He likes the steadfast nature. I feel like Kyle Walker as a centre-back is obscene at international level. Stones in that middle spot, and then probably Maguire on the left-hand side of that centre-back trio, with Kieran Trippier on the right and Luke Shaw on the left. Again, security, experience, and they've both got incredible deliveries on them as well if they get pushed forward. In the midfield, I feel like it's impossible to ignore the Rice-Bellingham combination. Bellingham has been in such outrageous form this season. He seems to be scoring every week when I check the Bundesliga scores. And Rice is always going to be great at scanning, and then occasionally as well, when Bellingham drops back, he's going to bomb on and go forwards as well. So in that duo, I think it's going to work really, really well, especially with the five at the back security around them that will allow them to move and swap forwards and backwards as they wish. And then it's the pretty standard front three of Kane, Saka and Sterling. Southgate has a massive trust in Saka, and I feel like this season it's definitely been repaid with his best season at Arsenal so far. Kane is always going to play. If he can get the service, he will score the goals. That's inevitable. And then Raheem Sterling as well. Even when he doesn't seem to be in great club form, he always seems to be a difference maker for England. And those penetrating runs in behind is going to be really important. The issue with this team, though, is that it is rather defensive. You feel like against the USA or an Iran in the group stage, you might struggle to break them down without any real fast passing going on. If not everyone's up to speed, it might take a little while, might feel a bit clunky. And I just feel like if you have a defender in, you're wasting an opportunity to put in a good amount of attacking talent. But then on the other hand, I can see this being extremely useful in a knockout stage where the main and only objective is to get through. Finally, let's have a look at the team that I would like to see, that I think would stand the best chance. And I've gone for a 4 at the back system with Walker, Stones, Tomori and Shaw. I feel like that gives a great blend of pace with Walker and Tomori on both sides, but then also the experience of Stones and Walker working together. And then Tomori as well has got a lot of recovery pace and has just been playing brilliantly for AC Milan. And you know, when you have a defender playing well in Italy for AC Milan, you have to choose them, surely. For the midfield, I've gone for a very attacking midfield three. I was undecided between Maddison and Mount. I've ended up going for Mount just because I think he's slightly more balanced if you're going to play him alongside Bellingham in those rotating spots. In the three, Rice would sit further back and he wouldn't bomb forward as much as he would with the Southgate formation that I showed you earlier. He would be much more about cutting the passing lanes, protecting the centre-backs and the full-backs. Should they decide to bomb on forwards, he would move in and make it sort of a three at the back in possession. But yeah, I feel like if you're going to play Maddison, you need to bring him on as that attacking midfielder and then give Rice and Bellingham, or play more like a Phillips and a Rice, or a Henderson and a Rice, just to protect him that little bit, to give him the space to go and do his thing. Whereas with a Mount, I feel like he's more versatile and able to do different things to the game. And then again, I've gone for the same front three as I believe Southgate will go for. I'm a massive fan of Saka. I would play him over Foden. I just think this season he's had the output. And as I said earlier, you have to go on form. And although Foden has been brilliant, I feel like Saka so far has just had the edge on him. Similarly with Sterling in international football, stretching the player is going to be absolutely vital. Saka on one side, bombing forward, stretching the opposition, and Sterling on the other side, bombing forward, stretching the opposition, will allow Kane to hang back, do what he does best, and arrive late after maybe playing a few passes, getting himself involved, and then arriving late in the box at the end to finish off the move. So yeah, guys, that is my England World Cup 22 squad prediction, and also my prediction for the lineup that Southgate is going to use, and the lineup that I would like to see in a more free-flowing, non-competitive style. I understand what Southgate's doing with the five at the back, preserving, staying in the tournament being the most important thing. But the romanticist in everyone would like to see a little bit more ambition, but maybe that'll come. We never know. So yeah, if you enjoyed that video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you would like to see my reaction to Southgate's squad, leave me a like and let me know in the comments as well, and I'll get that out for you in the coming days. And yeah, I'm hoping that this can be a form of channel revival. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.